Welcome to Management 101. Have you ever really stopped and wondered, what does a manager actually do all day? Today, we are pulling back that curtain. We're going to get into the core functions, the absolute blueprint for what it takes to effectively lead a team and why it matters so much.
So let's ask it again. What does a manager do? From the outside, it can seem like just a chaotic scramble of meetings, emails, and constantly putting out fires. But here's the secret. Behind every successful manager, there's a clear, repeatable framework in action. So let's dive in.
Okay, so at its very heart, the textbook definition of management is the art of achieving goals through other people. And I want to stress that part, through other people. But how do they actually pull that off? It turns out that it doesn't matter if you're in tech, healthcare, or retail. Every single effective manager relies on 4 essential functions to make it all happen.
And here they are: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Now, an easy way to burn this into your brain is the acronym POLC. POLC. I want you to think of this as the manager's fundamental operating system. It is a continuous, dynamic cycle that keeps the entire organization moving forward. To really wrap our heads around this, let's frame this whole process as a journey. Think of it like a road trip. The POLC framework is going to give us everything we need for this trip. It's our map, it's our vehicle, and it's even the GPS that keeps us from getting lost.
First up on our journey is planning. This is where it all has to start. This is the thinking phase. Before you can do anything, you have to decide where you're going. This means defining the mission, setting really clear, measurable objectives, like, say, increase sales by 10%, and then developing the strategies to actually get there. And this whole roadmap idea is so critical. A strong plan doesn't just point to a destination on a map. It forces you to think ahead, to anticipate traffic, to budget for gas, and to get everyone in the car to agree on the best route. It's what transforms a vague idea into a real achievable mission. This is the foundation of all good management. So, you've got your map. Fantastic. Now you need a vehicle to actually make the journey. And that brings us to organizing. This is all about creating the structure for action. It's about assigning tasks, grouping jobs into departments, and allocating all the necessary resources, from your people to your budget. This really brings our journey metaphor into sharp focus. If planning is the map, organizing is literally building the car itself. It's about making sure you have the right engine, the right team on board, and that all the parts are actually working together. I mean, think about it. A great plan with poor organization is like having a perfect map for a car that has no wheels. Useless. All right, so you've got the map and you've built the vehicle. Now, you need a driver, and that's leading. This is the absolutely crucial human side of management. It is all about communicating the vision, motivating your team to bring their A-game, and guiding them through all the bumps in the road.
And the leader is definitely in the driver's seat, but it's so much more than just steering. A great leader is also the DJ, keeping morale high with the right tunes. They're the navigator, finding a new way when there's an unexpected detour. And they're the trusted guide who makes sure everyone feels safe and excited about the journey. A perfect plan and a powerful car are totally worthless if nobody actually wants to be on the trip.
And that brings us to our final function, controlling. Now, how do you know if you're still on the right path? You control. This function is all about monitoring. You set the performance standards, you measure the actual results, you compare the two, and, this is the most important part, you take corrective action if you've drifted off course. The GPS analogy just clicks perfectly here. See, good controlling isn't about micromanaging every single turn. It's about having a system that gives you a little alert when you're off track so you can make smart, timely adjustments. It's that feedback loop that makes the entire journey not just possible, but efficient. So here's the most crucial point about all this. Poly is not a straight line. It is a loop. It's a circle. Because the data you get from controlling, what worked, what didn't, feeds directly back into the next round of planning. And this is how great organizations create a cycle of continuous improvement and adaptation.
So that's the POLC framework. That's the operating system for what managers do. So now let's talk about who does it. Because management isn't just one single role. It's a ladder with different levels. And each rung on that ladder requires a different mix of skills. Typically, we see 3 main levels. At the very top, you have your top-level managers, your CEO, your CFO. They're focused on the big picture, long-term vision.
In the middle, you've got your middle managers. Think department heads. They're the critical bridge translating that big vision into actionable plans. And then on the front lines, you have supervisors who are managing the day-to-day work and the people who are actually doing it. To succeed and climb that ladder, managers need 3 types of skills. First, technical skills. That's the how-to of a specific job. Absolutely critical on the front lines. Then you have conceptual skills. The ability to see that big picture, how all the pieces fit together. That's essential at the top. But notice the one in the middle, human skills. The ability to work with people is the non-negotiable, must-have ingredient for success at every single level.
And this brings us to a really important distinction. We've been using the words manager and leader a lot today, but are they the same thing? Not at all. And understanding the difference here is absolutely key to anyone's career growth.
The difference really boils down to focus. Managers are the masters of how. They administer systems, they maintain order, and they are focused on doing things right. Their authority usually comes from their job title. Leaders, on the other hand, are focused on the why. They innovate, they inspire, and they are driven to do the right things. And their authority, it doesn't come from their position. It comes from the influence and trust that they earn.
A manager helps you climb the ladder of success efficiently, but a leader makes sure that ladder is leaning against the right wall. You absolutely need both. Without good management, a great vision never gets executed. But without good leadership, you might just flawlessly execute on the completely wrong goal.
And that brings us right to the core takeaway. The best people, the truly great ones, learn to be both. They master the framework of management while cultivating the spirit of a leader. So as you move forward, the question isn't just about what you'll do, it's about who you'll become. Will you build the process, or will you inspire the movement? So the question for you is, which one will you be?